Hi guys! Today we're going to do a little video lesson on using the place value chart, standard algorithm, and estimating to find the answers to our subtraction problems. At the end, we're going to check our answers. We're going to begin on the side that says with video inside the rectangle. I will do these three questions with you. Then you will flip over to the back side, which looks like this, and it is labeled on your own inside this rectangle and has different problems. Let's begin. Make sure that your name and the date are on both sides of the paper. I'm beginning on the side that says with video. Remember that you can pause the video if I'm going too quickly and you still need to work on your paper. This is video number 1. Directions. 1. Estimate the answer of the subtraction problem. So we're going to begin by estimating the answer to our subtraction problem. 2nd, solve the subtraction problem on a place value chart. Then we're going to come over here and solve it on a place value chart. 3, solve in standard algorithm. We will come and solve it in standard algorithm. And 4, check your answer with addition. We will learn to check our answer to our subtraction problem with addition. All right, we're beginning. 548 minus 367. The first number in a subtraction problem is called the minuend. In our problem, 548 is the minuend. The number that we're taking away, 367, is the subtrahend. What a lot of kids don't realize is that this line right here is the equal sign. So the equal sign can look like this line, or it can look like two small lines like we normally think of. But it's always meaning the same thing, equal. What's above the equal sign is equivalent to what's going to be underneath the equal sign. So our minuend minus our subtrahend equals the difference. To begin, we're going to start by estimating the answer to our subtraction problem. About how much will our answer be? So we can look, 548 is about 550. So I'm going to write 550 is about, this is the sign for about, 548. Next, we're going to go to our subtrahend. And we're going to say 367 is about 350. So on my paper and on your paper, we're writing 350 in our estimate. We're going to be taking away about that much. Now we're going to solve it. 550 minus 350. Well, 0 minus 0 is 0. 5 minus 5 is 0. And 5 minus 3 is 2. So our answer should be around 200. The reason that we're estimating first, because we know this is about equal to that, and our answer should be about equal to 200. We're estimating first because when we find our answer in our place value chart or using standard algorithm, we want to know if it's going to be about right. If I get a number in the 800s, I'm going to know that I made a big mistake because it's nowhere close to 200. All right, now we're going to begin our place value chart. We have our number 548. In subtraction, whatever number is first is the number that we're putting in our place value chart because that is how much we are beginning with. So I have 500 in your place value chart. Do it with me. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. 4 tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ones. We are going to be taking away 367. So I personally like to also write my numbers that are my place value chart near the bottom. So I have room here to subtract, but down here I'm going to write my numbers. So I have 548, and I'm taking away 367. So I'm going to write that next. I'm taking away 367, and I need my subtraction sign. And we are going to find out what that's going to equal. When we subtract, we begin in the ones. So we have 8 in our ones place, and we're taking away 7. So I have 8 in my ones place. Can I take away 7? Yes, I can. I'm going to cross them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am left with 1 in my ones place. Then I go to the tens, and I have 4, here's my 4, and I'm taking away 6. Can I take away 6 ones? I can take away 4 ones, but I can't take away 6, so I have to come and regroup one of my hundreds into 10 ones. Count with me. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Because I have 10 ones, because I have 10 tens equals 100, I have regrouped this 100, and it is no longer there because it has moved into the tens. Now I can take away 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have 8 left. So I have 8 tens left. Because I came over here and regrouped one of my hundreds, now I only have 4 hundreds. So now I have 4 hundreds. Can I take away 3 hundreds? Yes, I can. 1, 2, 3. And I am left with 100 in my hundreds place. So my answer was 181. We can check. Was that about 200? Yeah, it's only 19 away from 200. That's pretty close. Now we're on to part 3. Solve in standard algorithm. When I solve in standard algorithm, I always start in my ones place. So I have 8 minus 7. 8 minus 7 is 1. 4 minus 6. Well, if I only have 4, I can't take away 6. So I come to my hundreds and regroup it into 10 more tens. So I'm left with 4 hundreds. And 10 plus 4 is 14. So 14 minus 6, I'm going to count up from 6. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm stopping at 14 because I know that there are 8 in between 6 and 14. So 14 minus 6 is 8. And then I'm in my hundreds. 4 minus 3 is 1. I got my same answer here as I got in my place value chart. 181 is about 200. Now we're going to check our answer. So when we check our answer, we take our answer that we got, 181, and we start with it. When we take our answer plus the number that we subtracted, so we subtracted 367. So now I'm taking 367, and if we add them together, here's the plus sign, if we add them together, we should get the answer that we originally started with. So here you can see I took my answer that I started with, or that I got, and then the number that I subtracted is the same, and I'm hoping that what I get here will be what we started with, the amount we started with. So I'm adding now. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. And 1 plus 1 plus 3 is 5. I started with 548, so my answer is correct. I always like to give myself a star when I have checked my work, because then I know that it's right and I don't need my teacher to tell me because I already checked it. The other thing I want to tell you, I know this seems like a lot of work for subtraction, but the most important thing is that you know how to regroup correctly, because then you can subtract any amount of numbers. You could subtract a 13-digit number minus a 13-digit number if you know how to regroup. So the place value chart shows us regrouping when we take 100 and make it into 10 ones. And when we do standard algorithm, that is usually where people mess up if they make a mistake, is when they're regrouping. They have to add the 10 ones, or sorry, the 10 tens that were 100. So we have 1 less 100 and 10 more tens, and we have to add that to what we already had in our column, which is 4. So we have 14. All right, let's continue moving on to the next question. Now we have a new problem. 895 minus 523. So I'm going to estimate, well, 895 is about how much? It's about 900. So in my estimate, I'm going to write 900. Here's my about sign. It's like a wiggly equal sign. And then I have 523. That's about 500. So in our mind, we should be able to say, all right, 900 minus 500. I can easily do that in my head. 9 minus 5 is 4. So my answer should be about 400. Pause the video and go ahead and write your starting number, 895, in the place value chart. Pause the video. All right, I have 800, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. So I have my 895, and I'm going to be taking away 523. So we begin in our ones place. I have 5. Can I take away 3? 1, 2, 3. Yes, I can. I'm now left with 2. So 2 goes in my ones place as my answer. And then I have 9. Can I take away 2? Yes, I can. 1, 2. I'm left with 7 tens. So 7 is going in my tens place. And then I have 8 hundreds. Can I take away 5 hundreds? Yes, I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I am left with 3 hundreds. Now in this problem, we didn't regroup at all. I just want to remind you that in subtraction, not every time do we regroup, but often we do. So let's move over to standard algorithm. We have in our ones place, 5 minus 3 is 2. In our tens place, 9 minus 2 is 7. And in our ones place, 8 minus 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's 3. 370 is about 400. So I got 372 here and 372 here. It is about 400. Let's check our work. We start with our answer, which is 372. We're going to add the number that we subtracted. So we're adding 523 to see if we got the correct answer. So 2 plus 3 is 5. 7 plus 2, 9. 3 plus 5, I take my bigger number 5, add up 3, 6, 7, 8. 895. That was the number that I started with, so my answer is correct. All right, moving along to the third problem, the last problem on this page. We are going to start by reading our problem. 1,730. So because we're in the thousands now, we have our thousands placed in our place value chart. We're going to be taking away 981. So I'm going to estimate 1,730 is about, if I round it to the nearest hundred, it's about 1,700. So in our estimate column, we're going to write 1,700 is about 1,730. Then, if we look over here, we're subtracting 981. Again, if we round to the nearest hundred, it's going to round up to 1,000. So I'm going to be taking away 1,000. About 1,000. And 1,000 minus 700 is 700. So our answer should be about 700. Go ahead and start drawing your starting number, 1,730, in the place value chart. Pause the video to do this. All right, we have 1,000, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 10, 20, 30, and 0 ones. So I'm writing that in the bottom of my place value chart, 1,730. If I want, I can put my comma there. I'm taking away 981. All right, we're going to start subtracting in our ones place. We used to have 0 ones, so we cannot take away 1. So I know I'm going to have to come over to my tens. 1 10 is the same as 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When I regroup, I no longer need the 10 that I have regrouped. So I now have the same amount. 2 10s and 10 ones is still 30. So now that I have come over and taken my 3 10s and now kept 2 10s but moved 10 more over to the ones, I now have 10 minus 1. 10 minus 1 is 9. I have 9 left here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I can go into my tens. I have 2. Can I take away 8? No, I cannot take away 8. So I have to go into the hundreds because there is a 100 that I can regroup into 10 tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. There is my 100 that I just regrouped. So now instead of having 700s, I have 600s, and I have added 10 more over here. So 10 plus 2 is 12 tenths. Okay, now I have 10, 11, 12 tenths. Now I can take away 8 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tenths. And I am left with 4 tenths. And I come over to my hundreds place. Now I have 5 600ths, and I need to take away 9. I can't do that because if we only have 6, we can't take away 9. So I have to go over to the thousands place. And I have to say, all right, 1,000 is the same as 10 hundredths. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. So I'm going to regroup my 1,000 into 10 hundredths. I regrouped my 1,000 into 10 hundreds. 10 plus 6 is 16 hundreds. I can see my 10 and 6. 16 minus 9, I can take away 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hundreds. And I'm left with 5, 6, 7. 749. I have nothing to subtract in my 1,000, so 749 is my answer. If we do it in standard algorithm, I have 0 minus 1. Can't do that. I have to come over to my tens. I'm taking one of those tens and I'm regrouping it into 10 tens because I don't need to add 10 plus 0. I just have 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. Now I move over into my tens column. And you'll notice I'm putting the numbers right on top of the ones that are already written on the paper. That's very important. 2 minus 8. If I only have 2 tens, I cannot take away 8. So I must regroup the 7. 7 hundreds. If I take one of those hundreds away and just have 600 and regroup 10, 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 minus 8 I can do. 12 minus 8. I know this is now getting pretty far up there. So I want to make sure that I have nice clean lines here. Here's my ones place. Here's my tens place. Here's my hundreds and my thousands. So I now have 12 way up here minus 8, which is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 4. Now, in my hundreds, I have 6. 6 minus 9, I cannot do that. So I have to regroup my 1,000 here into 10 hundreds. So 10 plus 6 is 16. 16 minus 9, 9. Let's count up. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That is 7. So I have 749. 749 will round to 700. So we know that our estimate was close to our actual answer. So we have now our 3 answers. Let's check our work. 749 was our answer that we found. We're now adding the number we subtracted, which was 981. We're adding those together. 9 plus 1 is 10. 8 plus 1, I'm starting with my largest number and I'm adding one more. 9 plus 4, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then I have 1 plus 9, I'm adding my largest number because 1 and 9 are friendly numbers, is 10, plus 7 more is 17. 1,730 is what I started with, so that is correct. Thank you for listening to my video today with me. They won't all go this slowly. I wanted to make sure that we had a really good grasp of regrouping. Because like I said before, regrouping is a very, very important part of subtraction. So before you flip over the paper, make sure your name and the date are on this side and the other side. Now flip over your paper so you're on the side that says on your own. You're going to be doing this page by yourself. So remember, 1, you're starting by estimating. Then you're doing it on a place value chart, then standard algorithm, then you're checking your answer on each one of them. I'm sure you're going to do a great job.